What's happening, Keys?
Hey, Uni. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's been one of them days.
You better act like you excited to see me or something and talk to
Don't
me or
nobody
whatever.
be excited to see you, Keys. Why you want me to put on the front for the people? I don't be excited
I think
to
he's
see
telling
you.
a bold-faced lie.
I don't be excited. Don't nobody be excited to see you, man. If anything, you excited to see me.
Look at me in my eyes and tell me you ain't excited to see me.
I am not excited to see you. All right? The fuck?
He wasn't looking at me in my eyes.
Y'all saw me looking. What's happening though, man? What we talking about today, man? Go ahead and do your thing.
First and foremost, before I even get into it, I just want to say those who are listening, thanks so much for listening. We always appreciate you. And those who are on YouTube, excuse me, watching us, thank you so much for watching us. We really would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Okay? Takes a couple seconds, not even that. Just click it. That way you'll always be informed when we drop a new episode Fridays at 4 p.m.
For sure.
Hence today. Anywho, also like and share. Share with 5 people.
Yeah,
Those 5
share.
people share with the other 5
Please
people.
Share.
And it just keep on multiplying or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Let's get those numbers up.
And comment as well. And thanks to the new followers that we have. We appreciate y'all. Hey, I'm
What's
Lucky.
happening? Hey, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family.
Right. This our little family we built or whatever.
It's a little bit. Family.
Okay. Anyway. So now that everybody subscribed, and y'all sharing, today we are talking about compatibility in a relationship, the sexual and the emotional compatibility as well. So let's
sexual
go ahead.
And emotional. Okay.
Why you sexual and emotional? Why you say it like that?
Well, I'm just repeating what you said. I'm just not hearing it.
Don't be repeating what I'm saying.
I got to think about what I'm going to say. Like,
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah, I'm getting my mind ready for this conversation. It sounds like it's going to be a sexual conversation. That's what it sounds like.
Those conversations I like. What you think?
Yeah. Yeah. See? Look, I ain't even start today. It wasn't. I wasn't the one that even started. I didn't start today. It wasn't me. Okay.
I'm just saying. Don't you like conversations that got to do with sex?
Who doesn't?
You know what I'm saying? Like
who doesn't? I mean,
come on now. You're a freak in sheets or whatever.
I mean,
are you?
It's time to damn.
Okay.
I was saying.
I almost spit this out.
Only a select few know that language.
I don't know if I'm part of the select few. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so obviously, since we talking about, get that little look off your face.
It's on you.
Since we talking about compatibility in a relationship, isn't that important to be compatible? Right? Because if you're not compatible, then what's the purpose of y'all being in a relationship?
I mean, compatibility, you don't even really have to be in a relationship to be compatible.
Yeah, but if you're in a relationship, you have to be compatible.
Are we talking about
like you have to
sexually? Are we talking about emotionally? Like
both.
Because, like we spoke about before, sexual, you could be in a sexual relationship. Y'all could be compatible sexually. Or y'all sex could be good. It could be...
We together. Let's just say we together, right? We've been together for about 7-8 months. We share maybe 1 or 2 things that are similar. That doesn't necessarily mean that we compatible, though.
I don't think anybody's going to be together for 7-8 months and they're not compatible.
I don't know. You can get comfortable.
Unless they're together for other reasons besides compatibility. Like, not everybody's in relationships for compatibility. Some people are in relationships for stability. Some people are in relationships for sex. Like you mentioned before, they could care less if they was compatible or not. It just depends on why the person is in that particular relationship. What that other person is serving. So
I don't. I don't know.
compatibility, does it really? I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's so many different types of relationships out there that you can be in. And you could be compatible in one area, but not compatible in another area of that relationship. I mean,
but if you just have a sexual compatibility and y'all supposed to be trying to build something, don't you think it's a problem if you're not emotionally compatible?
I don't think a couple that's in a sexual relationship is trying to build something. That's the whole
How
thing.
you know the sex just might be that good where they just can't leave each other alone, so they think they got to stay together, but they ain't messing with nobody else.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're trying to build. Like,
what if they say they are trying to build? They just lying.
I don't think.
Are they lying to themselves?
Would you say that to the other person? Like, if both parties know that this relationship is just a sexual relationship.
What if both parties don't know? Because another person can lead another person on. Just because they want the sex. Just because they want the sex.
Well, one of them know.
One of them know.
That means one of them know.
What if, that's what I'm saying, they can lead somebody on.
Yeah. So if one of them knows that this is just a sexual relationship, that one that knows isn't going to be on building anything. So anytime that
he or she might lie just to keep it going. There's people out there that do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, even if they are lying, just to, I guess, keep the sex going, lying about, wanting to build and all of that, the other person would see that nothing's being built. I mean, they would have to.
I don't think so.
Like, so that means that other person really isn't into the relationship then. If they're not
some
able
people be
to
having
see.
their blinders on. What if somebody makes you feel so good? And a lot of people are really good at this. They make the other person feel really good. Being led on is something that you really don't know is happening until you get to a certain point in that so-called relationship. You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't. I guess it's possible. But my thing is, anybody who can't see that, they probably don't need to be in a relationship in the first place. Because you can tell if the other person is, trying to build something with you or not. Like, how do you lead somebody on without?
Because you're always making yourself available to them when they need you in a certain kind of way. That's a lead on.
But it means nothing towards building. Just because somebody makes themselves available to you, that doesn't mean that, they want to build with you.
And
especially if it's a sexual relationship.
Well, I guess that's kind of controversial. People are going to think differently when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I know if I was with somebody, I can tell I would know off the top of my head, like, after we done spent so much time together, I would know whether or not I could build with this person or not. Like, I would already know. So how would
you know that?
I would know that just by the time that we spend together, like, just through conversation. Like, I would know where her intelligence is. What is her thoughts on society? What is her thoughts on finances? What is her thoughts on business? Like, I would know whether or not I could build with this woman just through conversation.
But you kind of rare though. You rare. A lot of, excuse me, guys, don't get mad at me when I say this.
Listen.
A lot of men don't think like that, sir. They think with their other head. Okay.
Well, I think I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't.
Okay.
Done that. I've thought with the other head before. I'm not walking around here like I got everything, and it doesn't. I mean, it's fun, but it doesn't work out.
Have you done that lately? Have you thought with your other head lately?
Yeah. When I
think,
yeah. How about what? What'd you say?
What Wait a minute.
What'd I say yeah
Yo,
to?
he just literally just told me yeah.
What to what? I didn't hear what you said. You asked the question?
So he asked, yeah, I asked the question. I said,
What?
have you thought with your other head lately?
Oh, lately? Nah. I mean, I'm too grown for that. Now, that was back in, my early, like my teens and 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, yeah, I'm shit.
grown man
I'm way
status.
past that. Like my mind, I mean, shit, you know me. Shit, the people who's watching our family, our Talk to Me Truthfully family, can tell just from our conversation that, I'm not that dude that's just walking around controlled by his penis. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it, yeah. Nah.
That's not
I
you.
think with the right head. But
That's right.
I know,
Every man should be thinking with the right head.
yeah,
Every one
but
of
I
y'all.
mean, it takes growth. It takes maturity. Like it's
Well,
not
at a
just
certain
something
age, I believe that everybody should be mature enough to think
should,
with the
but
correct
I
head.
think really age has nothing to do with it. I think circumstances and situations that you're in,
Mhm.
the people you surround yourself around, I think all of that plays a part in whether or not, you get to that maturity level. Cause I've seen some men in their 40s and 50s still hanging out at the club, still
Oh,
they
that's
out
so
every
sickening.
every weekend. They got to be somewhere. They got to be in a lounge. They got to
Do
be in
they
a
do that to
club.
feel important? Is
I
that
don't know.
something
No, it's just
that's crazy to me?
some people like to party. Some people like to be in the streets. And I'm like, there's people in their 40s today, in their 50s today, that's still in the streets.
I
And
get,
look, every now and again I'll step out,
I,
you know,
you ain't
but
asked me to go.
would I ask you to go?
I said you ain't asked me to go.
Shh. You remember listen, I don't
Look, he
want to
can't
put our
even
business out there on the street.
get it
I
out.
don't want to put our business out there in the street, but I be having problems with, Mr. Man. Like, this
What
become
Mr.
this.
Man are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about your Mr. Man.
What about him?
I don't know.
What about him, sir?
I don't want no problems. Okay? I don't want no
Um,
problems. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
mm,
So
mm.
what the thing is, and you know this, Keish, there's that, that 40-year-old man in the club, 50, 45,
I ain't been to the
50-year-old man
club
in the
since I was
club.
like 23.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that he's in that same club with them other 23, 25-year-old, Now, don't
I
get me
think they
wrong. There's
having a
some grown
midlife
folks.
crisis if they in the club that long. You know what I'm saying? If they in the club at 50 and, past their 40s, like late 40s.
So what
Yeah,
age would you say is a age where, okay, if you still going to the club, something wrong?
Your late 40s.
Late 40s?
Mm.
Mm,
You don't
okay.
think so? When I say late 40s, I mean like 47, 48.
Now, when I say go to the club, I'm talking about like every weekend. You in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
streets.
yeah. You in your 40s and you like doing that every weekend? Like, no, you don't do that. In your 40s, I think you should be going to a lounge,
A grown folk lounge.
a grown folk lounge.
Where, right.
Not every
Not no
weekend. Let's
club.
not misconstrue it. Not every
Yeah.
weekend, not no
Yeah.
club. But
That's
yeah,
what I'm
nah.
talking about. Like if you could be 50, 60, 70 years old still going out every now and again,
Every
to get
now
a
and
drink.
again, that's okay.
That's cool. I'm talking about the folks that's like, oh man, it's Friday. Shit, where we going? What club we hitting up? And you
That's
still
crazy
doing
to
that?
me.
Like, I did so much clubbing. I know we are off topic like a motherfucker. But,
We about to get back on it. I'm so sorry, but y'all, I mean, it got
but
good.
I
I'm
just had
sorry.
I had to talk about that because like I was getting into strip clubs at 15, 16 years old. Yeah, all you had to do is just, give the
How you do that?
the security guard. Shoot them a little 20, you know what I'm saying?
$20 and they live 15, 16-year-olds in.
Well, they was
Did you look
in
15 or
because
16?
nah, I was with folks older than me. I was a part of a group. So I just,
talk to me
slid on
truthfully,
in.
family. Every time we do this podcast, I learn something new about uni.
Oh, is that right? I think.
I learned so much about Uni. It's just,
well,
it's amazing. He was in the strip club at 15 and 16.
yeah,
Hot
yeah,
nuts, you
yeah,
are.
yeah. I got
Hot
my
nuts.
cousin. I got my cousin in too. Like, when he was young, he'll tell you. Yeah, we used to hit. Yeah, we didn't have to be 21 to hit them strip clubs. We was in there 15, 16, 17, all the way up through. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
No cap. No cap.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's get back on the topic. Okay.
I'm
So
sorry, y'all. Sometimes we get a little sad track
yeah,
when we
we
get
got a
to
little
talking and having
sidetrack. We got a little
conversations. You know what I'm
sidetrack.
talking about? Anyway, so the compatibility factor.
Right. So
so
is this just a sexual compatibility or is this
um
character type compatibility? Like, cause see,
I
when
think it's
you use the
all
word compatibility, it could be anything.
I think it all factors into one. You gotta be emotionally compatible. You have to have that sexual
What does that mean?
compatibility.
What does
What do you
emotionally
mean?
compatible mean? What does it mean? I'm asking you. What does that
Okay,
mean?
so an emotional compatibility is something like when you share something similar, right? So you respect each other. You hold each other accountable. We don't talked about some of these, like you said, we have talked about
Yeah, I know
before.
we have.
You enjoy new experiences together. You make each other comfortable. Similar
But does
sense
that
of
mean you're
humor.
compatible?
I believe it does. You share some type of emotional connection with that person. You are
Hmm.
compatible with that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, you have to, because you have to be able to communicate with each other as well. So we talk about in almost every podcast that we do, we talk about communication. And I know a big
Mm-hmm.
one for you that I didn't even think about, when I was coming up with this until right now is energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you have to have energy to be emotionally and sexually compatible. How you feel about that?
Well, I think people connect with each other based off of the energy the other person is giving off. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean that they're going to be compatible. I mean, like a person can have, great energy. They could be a great person to be around. You can feel them. They can be feeling you, but that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean y'all compatible. Like when I think of that word compatible,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it like, will they fit in with your particular lifestyle,
That's
with
absolutely right.
what
That's how you
you
should think of it.
currently got going on, where you're headed in the future, where your thought process, the
Mm-hmm.
way you look at, society, the way you think. Like, to me, that's when I start thinking about, is a person compatible with another person? Like, are they going to um are they going to be able to take what you already have and blow it up, make it even stronger, make it even, or is it going to be, are y'all going to be bumping heads? Like, this person, well, I believe in this, so we should go this way. And this person, like, well, I believe in this and we should go that way. Like, see, those two might not be compatible.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking sexual, shit, compatibility is just a matter of your sex drive. Like, if this man over here wants to have sex 5 days out the week, and this woman over here wants to have sex 5 days out the week, and this man does everything you could think of in the bedroom, and that woman does everything you could think of in the bedroom, those two people are compatible.
So let me ask you a question since we're talking about that. So, like you were saying, if he wants to have sex 5 times out the week, she may not be as sexual, but she's open to having sex 2, 3 times a week. Does that not mean they compatible?
They might not be. It depends.
I don't believe that the other person, I mean, yeah,
They
of
might
course you
not
got to
be,
share
not
each other's
sexually.
desires, but Is that like a deal breaker? Would
I
that
didn't
be a
say
deal
that.
breaker for
No,
you?
I didn't.
No,
No,
I'm asking for you. Is
no,
that a deal breaker
no,
for you?
no, no. Of course not.
How
Because
would
I
you
don't.
handle that
Because
situation?
I'm
Because
not.
I
I
heard you
would.
say before that you a freak. So if
When did you
she
hear me
ain't
say
too free,
that?
you, it's phase.
Don't be bringing up personal conversations. Because I'm trying to figure out, when did you hear that? I don't remember saying that on the episode.
Maybe I
Do
called you
y'all
a
remember
freak.
me saying that
Go
on
back
one of
and
these
look in the
episodes?
episodes.
I
I
don't.
promise you, he
I
said it.
might have said it. But look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not going to. I'm not. It's not a deal breaker if the woman isn't. If her sex drive isn't as high as mine. Okay.
Mhm.
It's not a deal breaker. But
But
it
how
would
would
have
you
to
handle
be.
that?
It would have to be it would have to be close though. Like it can't be far off. Like if she only wants to have sex, let's say once every 2 weeks, and I want to have sex 5 days out the week every week, that's not going to work.
So
You
what
see what
would
I'm
you do?
saying?
What if you really liked her though?
I mean, I would talk to her. That's the only thing you can do at that point. I would let her know, like, hey, this is where I'm at with this, and
Mhm.
this is where you're at with it. Like, can we come to some type of middle ground to make this work? If not, it would eventually. I think it would eventually go south because, that sexual intimacy is a major player in a relationship. If that sex isn't right, I mean, I really don't see the relationship lasting. I mean, do you see a relationship lasting if the sexual intimacy and compatibility isn't right?
It just all depends on the situation.
Shit. All depends my ass.
But I'm saying though, like, what if something happened to where, y'all couldn't have sex like that for some time?
Well, then that's when the love kicks in. The love would have to be there.
Oh, so
See,
that's
the
an
love
emotional
will
part.
keep you. The love will keep you together with or without sex. Like you don't need none of that. But the thing is, to get to the love, you see what I'm saying? To get to that level of love, you have to have that compatibility. Like you're not going to be around the person long enough to start loving them like that if the compatibility isn't there.
Yeah, but what if y'all start off just like y'all, ain't no sex or none of that. Like
It ain't
when
going.
you
It
first
ain't going to start off like that.
How you know?
It just doesn't. Are you talking about like a woman that's holding off, like the Steve Harvey thing, holding off for like 3 months? Is that what you're
What
talking
does
about?
Steve Harvey say?
Are you? He said something about women should wait like 3 months before they have sex or something.
Like the 3-month rule, they still do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Do
I'm
y'all
not out
still
there.
do the 3-month rule?
I'm not out there like that.
The 3
Hey,
months.
ladies, are y'all still doing that 3-month thing? Because I don't know.
I am so. I haven't heard that in like years. I almost forgot about that. I wonder. Y'all tell us. Because obviously we really want to know. Is there a such thing as a 3-month rule, a 6-month rule? I think it was in Two Can Play That Game. You remember that movie? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. With Vivica Fox. But
yeah, it sounds like a movie I don't watch. Was it? Was
that a chick flick?
Was it a chick flick?
I knew you was gonna call it a chick flick. No, it's not big on chick flick.
I'm not big on chick flicks. You know
yes, he is. He watches Lifetime.
What? Disclaimer. Listen, I don't know where she got that from, but
he watches Lifetime.
No, I do not.
Don't be embarrassed. It's okay.
Ain't nobody embarrassed. I don't watch Lifetime.
All the time.
Just because, all right, listen, when you come over here and because you got that little Lifetime app on my damn TV, just because it's on there, that doesn't mean I'm watching it. Okay.
When I turn it on, what you do?
I have no choice at that matter.
You got like a bigger TV in the living room. You can definitely watch it something else if you want to.
I'll be on my computer.
Okay, you sit and you turn around and you interested in the TV.
Well, I there has been times where I
Thank
turned
you.
around
He
and
watches Lifetime.
I wanted
He
to know
watches
what was going
Lifetime.
on because I overheard
He
something
watches
that was
it.
going on. But I don't sit there and watch it like
He
that.
said
Like I
this is a
can't
good
name not
movie.
one movie. I don't know the actors or the
He said this is a
actresses. I
great
don't know
movie.
none of that. How
This
did we
is
get on
Lifetime?
Lifetime?
This is
We're supposed to be
Lifetime.
talking about compatibility.
Because
This episode is all over the place. We done talked about 8 different. We done talked about 8 different.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm
8
so
different
sorry.
topics. How we get on
Listen.
Lifetime?
Because
A show
we
that I
hear,
don't watch,
we
by the way.
hear. Listen, he watches it. Listen, Uni, we hear this. We compatible. This is how we talking about you watch a Lifetime because we compatible.
You know what? Do you have do you have both like do you have like a sexual and emotional connection? Like do you have
With
to
my
have
dude?
both of those?
Are you
to stay
asking
in it?
like now or you like ever in a relationship?
Well, it could be either way. Now or do you feel like it's needed? Do you feel like both is needed?
When I was younger, I really didn't feel like I really didn't have to have an emotional connection. I guess that's how anybody is when they're younger. Like what are you really looking for emotionally if you out here having fun, right? So now I feel like yes, you absolutely have to have an emotional connection and you have to have a sexual compatibility to be with somebody. Absolutely. There's no way that I'm finna be with somebody and the sexual and the emotional doesn't connect. Like I can't do it because I'm an emotional person. I just am.
Well, I think like for me, I've been in, I guess if you want to call them relationships, they're not relationships. Like you know how
What
I
are
feel
they?
about. It's just there are relationships, but not relationships the way people when people hear the word relationship, they're thinking that it's girlfriend boyfriend. But
Oh,
a
well, no.
relationship is anything like where there's some type of interaction on a regular basis. Like you have work relationships, you have
An intimate relationship.
yeah. So when the intimate relationships that I've been in intimate relationships before where you can't really not have emotion because I'm an emotional person. But because you know that this particular intimate relationship isn't going no further than just the sex. You see what I'm saying? Like you know, it's like, man, the sex is good, but it ain't going nowhere. Right? You've never been in a relationship like that or a situation like that?
Yeah.
Where so when you're in those
and if y'all say y'all haven't been in one of those relationships, y'all lying. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Uni.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, we've all been in it. And when you know that that's not going nowhere, then at that point you can say, well, no, you don't have to have both sexual and emotional to be in a relationship. Because we've all been in those intimate relationships before where we knew, like, you know what? It's just sex. It's just really good sex. That's it. I'm not about to build with this dude. I'm not about to, have no kids with this. Well, you might. I don't know how y'all sex. I don't know.
Yeah, some of y'all got the wrong baby daddy, baby mama.
Well, listen,
but okay.
that's all them. Yeah.
I got the wrong one.
And listen, well, So, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. It's like, it depends on what the basis of that particular relationship is.
Gotcha.
And if the basis of that relationship is sexual, then of course there's going to be an emotional connection because it's sexual. Because you can't have a sexual relationship without emotion being involved.
I think some people can.
Without emotion? What, you talking about like the, sex workers?
They be having...
You talking about sex workers? No, I'm just saying that's the best way I could put it, being politically correct. I don't want to call them hoes.
Well, you just did.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I said I didn't want to. I didn't call them. I said I didn't want to call them hoes. But what I'm
No,
saying
I'm
is,
just
like, they're probably disconnected emotionally when they're having sex. But I'm talking about you're with somebody. You're not dealing with nobody else. He's not dealing with nobody else. And y'all having sex together on a regular basis. But y'all both know that that's all y'all got. Y'all both know it. That's all y'all got. There's going to be emotion. There's going to be some type of connection there and emotional, whether you want it to be there or not, because that's sexual energy that y'all transferring back and forth. Like, you heard of that thing called soul ties? You know,
is that real? Is that a real thing?
I believe so. I believe every woman, every man that you done let inside your body, and I'm speaking to the women, every man that you done let inside your body, you have a tie with that man, whether or not you are still with him or not. Even if it was just one time, there's a tie, there's a soul tie, if you will, that's connected to you, and he's transferring all of his energy that's in him inside of you. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's doing it. And you walk around with that. That's why there's a lot of women walking around emotionally fucked up because of all the different men that they done let inside of them. They're walking around with all of their emotion, all of their energy.
So listen, so these men out here who are randomly sleeping with these different women, but they got somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they coming back home and they having sex with their woman. They are transferring everything that they getting from these other women, even
to
maybe STIs,
woman.
to that woman.
Yes.
So all she got soul ties with women too.
Yeah. That's how strong, that's how powerful sexual energy is. That's why you can't be out there. You can't be out there like that. If you think,
I better be listening to this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that know this, but for those that don't know, let me tell you. Listen, energy cannot be destroyed, only transferred. I'm gonna say that again. Energy.
Say it again.
I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna look at the people when I say it.
Look at them.
Look, energy cannot be destroyed,
you better
only transferred. Okay.
So that's not cool. Let me have the screen.
Take the screen there.
Let's take the screen there. It's not cool. Women, this go for you too, to be sleeping around, especially when you got somebody, and then you come home and you sleeping with your person, and you transferring that energy to them from all these different people you done slept with. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's real. It's a real thing. And you know, you wonder why, you know, your emotions are all over the place and why you feeling a certain way today and all this. Cause you walking around with so many other people's energies. Like, if just imagine your dude goes out and he, you know, connects with this woman that is just full of all of this negative energy. I mean, she just walking around just, right? And she's just messed up and she just gives him some. He gets it. He takes it. And then, you know, he might shower, you know, whatever the case is, but he's still walking around with that energy from her. Yeah. And then he goes home and has sex with his wife or his girlfriend or whoever he's with. He just transferred the energy from that woman over to the energy into his household. That's what he just brought that into.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That is real.
So I wonder if the soul ties, like if people go out and they do that, say that they are compatible. They started off compatible in the beginning, right? And then it slowly starts going downhill because they are with somebody else. So they're transferring energies back and forth with these women or men that they sleeping with, whatever. Bring it back into the relationship. And now the relationship is toxic, right? But y'all compatible. Can it still work? The relationship? Can the relationship still work? If y'all compatible, but it's toxic.
I believe any relationship has the ability to work if both parties are willing to work at it. If both parties feel like it's even worth working at it, I believe that it could work. But I also believe that there's some relationships that don't need to work. Y'all need to just go y'all separate ways.
Let it go.
And yeah, and just let it go. And it's up to that particular couple to or that individual person to come to that, conclusion.
Mm,
On the outside looking in, somebody might, take the information that they have on the relationship and
mhm.
be on some, you know what? They shouldn't even be in a relationship together.
Facts.
But they don't know the whole story. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it really just, I think each individual person out there should really just take a step back, think about the current relationship you're currently in, and think about what it is that's holding that relationship together.
Oh, that's
Is
good.
it the sex that's holding it together?
Mm,
Ask yourself, if you was no longer having sex with that person, would you still be with them?
mm. Uni, I got a question for
Mm,
you. Let's
mm.
say if we, okay, I can't say dating. Let me think of another word for uni because every word I throw out there, I can't say deal.
I'm sorry. I take things literally, but how is she supposed to take it when somebody's
I
speaking to
mean,
you? You gotta,
okay, let me just ask the question. Don't correct me, okay?
All right, I'll try.
Okay. So, what you say, smart?
I said I'll try.
Oh, don't turn around with no attitude.
I'm fixing my candle.
I
I'm
mean, he ain't
listening.
paying no. I mean, he ain't paying no attention to me.
I'm
But
listening.
anyway, so if you and I are dealing,
Dealing. Okay.
see, I told you. I told
You
you.
no, you purposely use that word, but go ahead. Go ahead.
If you and I are in relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right, and the sexual chemistry was great in the beginning, but
Mm-hmm.
it died off slowly over time.
Mm-hmm.
But we was compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Would you stay with me?
Would I stay with you?
Mhm.
Yeah, if we're still working on the sexual part that's slowing down, yeah. But if it was just dead and it was like, yeah, we just not having sex no more, then the question would be, okay, well, since we're not having sex, would you stay with me if I decide to start having sex with somebody else?
Oh,
That would be the
oh,
question. Because I don't think anybody should not have sex. I think sexual energy is something that everybody deserves,
yeah, you're
especially
right.
in a relationship, especially in a marriage, whatever the case is. Like if you are a married man and your wife decides that she just not going to give you sex no more, can you blame that man for going to get sex somewhere else?
I don't believe he should go get sex nowhere else, though.
So he should just sit there and not have sex no more for the rest of his life?
No, I think that is a conversation. Communication is part of
Well,
this
well, yeah, that's
because
why
you
I
have to
said
have a conversation about. Don't just go out and
no.
fuck
But you see,
somebody else because
you
you ain't
wasn't
getting none.
listening to what I said. No,
Masturbation works
no.
too.
Listen, that's why I said if she wasn't working, if we wasn't working on the sex part, like if
Mm-hmm.
the sex was slowing down and we wasn't working on it,
Mm-hmm. Y'all
keyword.
should just go y'all separate ways then.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I would think so, but y'all might not be able to just go your separate ways at that moment. You might have 2, 3, 4 kids together.
What
Y'all
if you
have a
don't have
house,
if you
y'all
don't
have a
have no
car,
kids together?
you have
Then
a
it shouldn't be that
marriage.
hard.
Well, I'm just saying there's
I
some
mean, it
people
could
in a
be.
situation where, their lives are so intertwined. It's not as easy to just get up and walk away. And you got to understand, and this is why a lot of men uh do what they do and do it behind closed doors because
Mm.
for men, when we leave the woman, we lose everything.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? We losing our children, we losing our house, we losing our car, and we're about to lose our money.
Facts.
So we're losing everything. So you
Is
got
it
this
cheaper to
man.
keep her?
That's where that comes from. It is cheaper to keep her. But
even if you're unhappy and you're not compatible no more.
But see, that's what I was about to say. It's like that's the decision that men come to. And that's why they end up cheating or end up being with another woman and trying to keep it from their woman, because they sit there and they say, damn, she ain't giving me no
Don't give
sex.
them too much. Don't give them too much, because we're gonna talk about this in another podcast.
I know, but listen to what I'm saying. Just listen. These are decisions that men make. They're sitting there, they're like, I'm not happy sexually with my wife, or I'm not happy sexually with my girl, whatever relationship you're in. I done went and I done talked to her about this. And I'm talking about the man that done went and talked to her and let her know, like, hey, I'm unhappy in this area. We need to do something about this. If that woman doesn't do anything, if that woman is still on the same whatever she's on, for whatever her reasons are, and he's just sitting over there and he's not having sex, they're not having sex. Now this man has a decision to make. Do I lose everything that I don't work for, everything that I done built? Do I lose my children, my house, my money, my car, just for sex? Just because I'm not getting sex? Or because men have to have sex.
No, they don't.
Man, we need sex. Man needs sex. And okay.
You need sex.
No, man, it's a natural thing. Sex is a natural thing. They have a thing called blue balls. If a man isn't releasing...
Is that when you get too aroused and you gotta release?
It's when I don't know it exactly because I've never experienced it. But from what I heard,
it's
when it's built up.
That's some shit.
Well, it is what it is. But from my understanding, is when, shit gets built up and you ain't releasing the way you should be releasing, and it creates a problem. And that's why I say, like, man needs to release. Even if it's just masturbation, like, man needs to release, right? Because, it's constantly, them sperm cells are constantly being created. They're constantly, and there's so many of them. And so if that man has went a particular time without sex, he's gonna explode. Like, he's gonna be walking around like the smallest thing, the smallest attention from any woman is gonna have him
ready.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's just the reality of it. It's not about what a man should or shouldn't do. I'm speaking about what actually happens in reality. And these are things that causes a man to cheat. I'm not saying cheating is right. But that's the problem. Let me tell you what the problem is.
Oh, Lord.
Women would rather talk about what a man shouldn't do instead of talking about why that man is actually doing it. See, that is...
He shouldn't be cheating if he's in a relationship, sir.
You see what I'm saying? You just confirmed what I said. I just said women want to talk about what a man shouldn't do instead of talking about why that man is actually doing it.
Sometimes he doing it just because he think he that, and he can just slang his
but that's not what this conversation. But that's not what we're talking about right here. And you're right, but that's not what we're talking about right here. We talking about a man.
Clarifying.
We talking about a man that loves his wife.
For the ladies.
We talking about a man that loves his wife, loves his family, takes care of his business, goes to work, come home, does his thing.
So he just perfect.
But for some reason, no, I'm not saying he's perfect.
You just made him.
I'm just saying this is a man that's handling his business. Okay. And for some reason, the sex has gone south with him and his wife. It's gotten to the point where they're not having sex at all. This man isn't getting no head. This man isn't getting no sex. He's not getting nothing. And he goes to his wife and he's like, hey, man, can we do this? Nah, I got a headache, or, or I got it. Right? Now, this is something that's continuously going on. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. At that point, that man has to make a decision because he got to release. He's going to have sex. He's not going to be able to just sit there and not have sex with his wife and everything be cool. He's going to drive himself crazy. So this man has a decision that he has to make. Do I leave her and leave everything that I've worked and built? Or do I go have sex with this woman over here and keep it on the hush and keep everything that I got? Either way, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying these are decisions that some men have to make. Women do the same thing. If they're in a relationship with a man and for some reason that man ain't trying to, that
if
woman
that
comes
man
out
ain't
in the
trying to do
lingerie.
nothing, you know what? That's because he's cheating already.
See? And
I'm
you
just
see,
saying,
you notice,
and I'm just
I
going
didn't
off
say
of
that.
personal experience.
Well, you notice I didn't say that in my scenario about the woman.
I know you didn't say that in your
right?
scenario.
Because there could be other reasons on why the shit isn't, why they're not having sex. That's why I said you need to have a conversation with
That's
with
where
that
the emotional
person.
part comes in. You have to be able to talk.
I know, but even after you talk and it still isn't resolved, then something else is going to happen. If a man is not satisfied sexually, that man is going to get sexual satisfaction from somewhere else, period. And it's the same thing with a woman.
They into him, vice versa. He might not just be that into her.
And it might be time for them to leave.
It's not a reason to stay in a marriage, relationship, what have you, just because you feel like you're going to lose it all. Like, no, who wants to walk around and be unhappy if, the compatibility is gone, the sex is gone, the sexual compatibility is gone?
It's easy to say that as a woman because a woman...
No, it's not. Because a woman can lose everything too.
No, she can't. You know what y'all have?
Yes, she can. A woman can walk away from everything that she had.
What's the most important thing in any relationship when there's kids involved? The children. That's what I'm talking about. The man can, we can let the house go. We'll get another house. We can let the car go. We'll get another car. But our children... we lose them too. Even though we get to see them maybe on the weekend, we gotta hear them call another man dad because he becomes stepdad. Like, see, as a woman, can you even imagine if the roles were switched and the man got to keep... And the man got to keep the kids and you had to hear your kids call another woman mama?
They wouldn't be.
You
doing
don't even
that.
want to think about that.
They wouldn't be doing that.
Exactly.
Just like I wouldn't even want my children to call another man dad.
Well, that's you, but it's not always like that, and you know it. There's so many fathers right now that sees another man in his house that he paid for, and his kids is calling him dad.
Because they probably got a bitter baby mama who wants to see that man hurting. That's why.
I mean, when it comes to divorce, what woman isn't going to be on that type of shit? You know what I mean? Like, you think has there been some friendly divorces lately?
Amicable.
Has there been some friendly ones?
There has been amicable divorces. Yes,
I believe there has been some.
Have gotten along where they just feel like, this is not working no matter what we have tried, no matter what we have done. I'm not attracted to you sexually. I'm not attracted to you physically, emotionally. Everything is just out the window. But hey, we're going to be fair about it. And I'm going to go my way. You're going to go your way. It don't mean I'm going to have like the kids calling somebody else daddy because honestly, I don't see where the kids will actually just naturally do that.
Well, it depends on their age. Like if they're already like teenagers, then probably not. But if they're young, let's say they're like 1, 2, 3, like that's gonna be daddy. That's gonna be stepdaddy. And
it might be stepdaddy, but it ain't gonna be no damn daddy.
But so this
they're
brings me
to calling by his name, sir.
This brings me to something else. That I just recently found out. I thought that 50% of marriages ended up in divorce, right? In America, which is true. But do you know what the percentage is
What's the
for black
percentage?
couples?
What? 3%?
75. 75.
Really?
75% of black marriages end up in divorce. 75.
I wonder why that
50%,
is. I wonder if ego
50%,
has to be played
50%
for it.
of American divorces, like all of America, is 50%. But in the black community, 75%.
That is sad.
That means for every 4 marriages, 3 of those marriages is going to end up in divorce. Yeah. I just thought I'd put that out there.
I mean, at that point, people need to really sit down and really consider if that is something that they truly want to do, or are they just doing it just because?
I think it's a rite of passage for I mean, because it's programming. Like women, girls, like even when y'all playing with y'all dolls, didn't y'all used to, have like y'all little Ken dolls, Ken and I don't know. Did you play with dolls growing up? I don't know. But then when y'all always like in that like programmed in your head, like when I get married, you already know how you want your wedding to be and how you want your dress to look and who all gonna be there. Like in that something
I never really thought
goes
of
through
a
your
fairy
head.
tale. I never thought of a fairy tale wedding. No. That's like a fairy tale wedding. Some women think of that, like, oh my God, I can't wait till the day I get married. But no,
Yeah,
I was
a lot of
never
women do.
one of those females that was like, I can't wait to get married. I
So
can't
what?
wait till I'm,
So what caused you to get married? Like if you say you want to make sure that the marriage is something that you really want to do, why did you do it at the time?
I did it for the wrong reasons. That's why I did it.
What was your reasons?
Because I thought it was going to make things better in a relationship, even when
thought
they
it
was
was gonna
going
make
south.
things better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And you
I
know
did.
what?
That's why I said it was for the wrong reasons. Had I been, not had my mind where it was at, then I'd have just walked away. But at a point of time, I can tell you, I was not strong mentally when I did that.
Yeah.
Like,
and I know there's some men out there that would actually get married to try to hold on to their woman because they might have been hit with the ultimatum. Like we've been together for like 4 or 5 years, and if you ain't trying to put a ring on it, then I need to go ahead and move on because I'm not trying to waste my time with who. Now he might not even be ready to get married, but he also loves her. He don't want to lose her. So boom, the ring. And then the marriage ends up going south because he has some type of, I guess, I don't want to use the word animosity towards her, but he feels some type of way about her because he's going to feel like she kind of forced him into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever. My advice. Don't ever do something because you think it's going to make a situation better. If the situation is already up, then getting married is not.
It's not the way.
I repeat.
It's not the route.
Is not and will not make things better because it's on a signed piece of paper. Okay. Like I was that idiot for y'all. Okay. I was an idiot. And a lot of the things I regret and a lot of things that I thank God that I actually went through because I wouldn't have turned out the way that I am now when it comes to a lot of things. I was mentally abused. I was emotionally abused. Thank God I was never physically abused.
Right.
So I was able to
yeah, you way too pretty for that. Don't mess up that pretty face.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I was able to recover from that, even when I didn't think I was going to be able to. And it's I'm at where I'm at in life, especially with who I'm with. I hate that he challenges me, but he does it in a good way that I can appreciate, right?
Why do you hate that he challenges you? Isn't that a good thing?
Because it's like he knows how to like press my button, but those buttons need to be pressed, because if they're not pressed, then I would know that he really don't give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I thank God that I went through everything that I went through.
And you know what? That's, and so that when I hear a woman say that, that means you're not going to be one of those women that gets up there in age and becomes a bitter person.
Mm-mm.
Because
I was bitter at one time and I will never be bitter again.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many people that's walking around right now that's just bitter and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I see the bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
I see the hatred for men. It comes off in their words, the way it changes their whole thought process on society.
Yeah.
Like it could really mess things up. It's really hard to hold a conversation with those type of people. And it's not just women, it's men too.
It's men too.
Men be bitter too. Just for the record, I want to let that be known. I'm talking about both sexes here. It's hard to really hold a conversation with them about relationships or about anything pertaining to the opposite sex because their bitterness and their hatred for the opposite sex is so embedded in just who they are at that point that all they're going to see is the negative side of things. That's all they're going to see. And
listen, I'll tell you what, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
You live and you learn and you move on from it. Because if you hang on to what you went through and you think of it as negative, you are punishing yourself. Right. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Because if I would have walked around with the anger that I had because I thought I was compatible with somebody, or I thought we was going to be together because piece of paper was going to make it work, I'd have still been walking around by myself. Like not enjoying life, not doing what it is that I love doing. You know what I mean? So, you can't be bitter from what you went through and what another person put you through. You can't do that. Yeah, you just damaging yourself.
Right.
More than what you are. So,
and so this was, this was a good conversation about sexual compatibility and emotional compatibility.
And everything in between.
Along with marriage associated with it. Sexual compatibility, emotional compatibility. Last question, Keish.
Sure, Uni.
Within a marriage, and we ain't talking about just no relationship, no sexual relationship, we talking about within a marriage.
Okay.
Is sexual compatibility and the emotional compatibility needed in order for that marriage to work? I agree. I agree 100%. And if y'all feel like you're in a marriage and those things are starting to falter, I guess, or, if any one of those things are not where you feel they need to be, you definitely want to have a conversation like ASAP. Like you want to sit, and if the other person isn't willing to, do something or work with you to try to make something work.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, pack your bags and go, especially for the man, because
I'm gonna say it. Pack your bags and go.
It's cheaper to keep her. You do not. Hey, listen, you don't want to see that court system.
It wasn't cheaper to keep me because everything was in my name, but whatever.
Listen, once y'all sign that contract, okay? Once y'all sign that contract,
he don't
it's
know.
Cheaper to keep her.
He don't know.
I know through other people's experience. I've never been married. I've never been married. But I can tell you, it's cheaper to keep her. Okay. I know lawyers.
Cheaper,
I know lawyers are expensive.
No, they're
Court
not.
costs are expensive.
$125.
Child support is expensive.
That's definitely expensive.
Alimony is expensive.
Ain't none of that.
Paying a house for 15, 20 years just to lose it is expensive.
Absolutely.
Getting a car, paying on them notes, the insurance, because you're the man in the house, right? So you paying everything, right? You paying the mortgage. You paying the car note.
Even
You
if they
paying the
think they the man
insurance.
of the house, they might not be paying nothing.
You buying all the food in the house, all that. You fixing the house up.
Uni.
And now you got to walk away from it and give it to somebody else who's just going to come by and just get
quiet.
Why your kids call him daddy?
Listen, at this point, I believe Uni might be sleepy. Okay? I'm not ready to play with him today. Listen, we done came to the end of our episode. I'm not finna play with him no more. Okay?
I am
so, yeah. Don't just settle. Learn if you're compatible. If you can have a constructive fight, which means how you handle and work through your conflict.
Constructive fight. Okay.
Yeah.
I never heard
For
that.
real, I swear. You ain't never heard of that?
Nah, not a constructive fight. A constructive fight.
It just means that you know how to handle and work through your conflict.
Well, let me say,
argument, a constructive argument.
Let me tell you, there's a difference between an argument and a disagreement.
It is.
An argument, y'all fighting back and forth to find out who's right and who's wrong. Okay,
let's say constructive disagreement.
A disagreement, y'all fighting back and forth to find out what's right and what's wrong. Okay? So I wanted to make sure I put that out there.
Okay, let me see. Y'all see how I always got to change my wording when I'm talking to Uni. And this is off camera too. Man. He does it all the time. Like, I can't ever just get something out. When you have a constructive, so what? When you have a constructive disagreement, you can handle and work through the conflict. Okay? That's it. But if you just sexually compatible, just let it be sexual. Don't try to bring emotional involvement in it.
It's going to come anyway. Don't be trying to
do none of that.
It's going to naturally come.
It might not if they sleeping with 5, 6, 7 women. She's sleeping with 5, 6, 7 men.
That's a lot of emotions being transferred back and forth between people.
That's just nasty is what it is.
Because energy is emotion.
Energy is emotion.
And if you out there having sex with a bunch of people and
you shouldn't.
Listen,
well,
that's
I can't
a lot
say y'all
of
what to
emotion
do.
being
It shows
transferred.
woo-ha. It shows
hoo-ha? Is that what you call the penis?
Woo-ha.
No, woo-ha. Oh, that's what you call the females? That's the name of it. The woo-ha?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if y'all out here just slanging and, letting people
slanging and
all of that, slanging and wilding out and, taking all that or whatever, or what little of it you taking. Anyway. And you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure.
That's fucked up. They got the little. Why you put people on the spot like that, man?
Well, everybody don't know what everybody's working with. Yeah, I know what my dude working with. Mm-hmm. He working with a monster. Anyway.
Nice.
Anywho. Just make sure y'all compatible. Because when you involve with somebody, you don't want to spend all your time and think you love that person, or even if you do love that person and then, y'all find out y'all not really compatible because y'all don't share similar things, or, y'all can't really get along, or y'all have nothing to talk about. Yeah, get away. Just be friends. It's okay to say, this is not working for me.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that sex can become very addictive. So I know some of you are in that, in a relationship right now where y'all need to let it go and go y'all separate ways because it's nothing but sex. But for some reason, y'all can't stop having sex. So just think about that. You might be wasting, blowing some valuable time and preventing yourself from, being with somebody you can possibly build with by having that sexual relationship that you're currently in. So,
are you compatible with who you with?
I don't know if I'm compatible with anybody really, because I'm a bit like, I'm a little bit on the crazy side.
She gonna hear you say that and she gonna kick your...
I mean, she knows me. She knows I'm crazy.
You crazy?
She likes it. A little bit.
But you don't
I got
know
a few. I got a few screws loose.
I think you got about 5 loose.
It's more like 3.
Maybe 5.
3.
I'll say 5.
If I got 5, you got 7 or 8. How about that?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, my name is Keisha because they say Keishas are crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All Keishas are, yeah. Y'all know it. Them Keishas be...
Keep on stereotyping. Let's go with the Keisha jokes, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's our time, y'all. Thanks so
That
much for joining us. We hope you learned something about your compatibility. Make sure that you...
and subscribe.
And share.
And you can also reach us at our website, Talk to Me Truthfully, inquiries@gmail.com.
What is it?
Make sure you holler at us. No, I keep saying website. I meant email. The website is on the way. That's why I keep saying website, y'all. I'm sorry. The website is in process of being done. And so that's why it's on my mind. But the email, you can reach us at this email, Talk to Me Truthfully, inquiries@gmail.com. And don't say nothing about how I say the word inquiries. Okay? I already know, like, I don't even want to hear that. Okay? That's the Gmail.
You ain't no daggone fun.
And make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff.
And you can find me at Lakey Nicole on all platforms, LAKEYNICHOLE.
And you can find me at UnityGod, that's UNIDAGOD, on all social media platforms. And this has been wonderful. I really do appreciate you, Keish. You know, thank you for the topic, even though we was off topic this entire episode, but we was on topic because I think it was right on time. You know what I'm saying? It all intertwines. Sexual compatibility, emotional compatibility, marriages that go south that don't work. You know, it's just all love.
I don't like you. I don't like you. I just don't.
Hey, we love you. Holla at us. You know we'll be back.
Bye.
Next Friday.